We've already focused on the political differences that exist between the major parties and sort of their preference and who should have more power, the national government or the states. This dispute also spills over into the Supreme Court, which is significant because the Supreme Court often has the last say over who's going to win these battles between the national government and the states. And whatever political party controls the Supreme Court, there's 9 justices, whoever has the majority kind of has the final say in who wins this battle. Judicial federalism is just the court's opinion, and this has changed over time, depending on what party controls the Supreme Court, on whether the federal or the state governments have more power. If you look at the current Supreme Court, there are 9 current Supreme Court justices. Hopefully you can name a bunch of them. But those in the red are conservative justices. They're Republican. Those in the blue are liberal justices. They're Democrats. So if you count them up, the conservatives have a 5-4 advantage. So you just need 5 people to agree to a Supreme Court decision. So that gives the conservatives, as long as they stick together, a huge advantage in deciding many issues, but also deciding issues between conflicts involving the national government and the states. Historically, if you want to look back and see how the Supreme Court can actually shape this battle between the national government and the states, you can look at one of our early Supreme Court Chief Justices. That's John Marshall. John Marshall wasn't the first Chief Justice, but he is the longest serving Chief Justice in American history from 1801 to 1835. And he favored a very strong national government. And if you look at most of his court's decisions during this time period, you can see that. We've already talked about 2 of them, Marbury versus Madison, which gave part of the federal government, the judicial branch, the Supreme Court, the ability to declare laws unconstitutional, dramatically increasing the power of one branch. McCulloch versus Maryland was Marshall's case that essentially decided the national government could use the necessary and proper or the elastic clause to do a lot of things that weren't listed in the Constitution, dramatically expanding the power of the federal government. And Marshall's opinions about a strong national government aren't just by chance. His sort of early experiences earlier in his life shaped his beliefs about the necessity for a strong national government. He's actually an aide to George Washington at Valley Forge. If you remember from your American history class, Valley Forge was that winter during the American Revolutionary War, obviously not that far away, a place in Pennsylvania, where the Continental Army and the government, the Continental Congress, really had difficulty in providing for its soldiers because the government was so weak. And Marshall saw literally his fellow soldiers freezing and starving around him. So this definitely had the ability to shape his views about the need for a stronger national government.